All right.
Rufai, will you do the honors and start with this day?
I'll do the honors today. And we've got a couple of newspapers. This day, National Book of Records, The Nation, Punch, and Guardian. But the big story making the rounds about the APC. Obaseki perfects defection plans as APC crisis worsens. All right, holds meeting with PDP colleagues, Secondu. Gaydom contends APC leadership. I'm here to decide my next move. Oshomole was on TV yesterday. Uzodimma heads Edo Guba primary. That case is still panning out. I mean, if you also see what the Nation says about that story, APC OKs Ajimobi as chair, sacks Gaydom from National Working Committee. Still on that story on the Punch. This is how the Punch reports it. Obaseki, Tambawa Secondus meets to perfect defection plan. Confusion in APC as two national chairmen emerge. Party may expel Gaydom for declaring self as chair to replace Oshomole. Ajimobi sues for peace. I was very shocked when I saw that story yesterday.
Yeah, to a representative. We wish him a speedy recovery,
A very speedy recovery, I should say. Says National Executive Council will meet soon. Confusion as APC gets 4 chairmen in one day. Tundu, I know you want to make sense of what is happening with the APC.
Can I make sense of it? Can anybody make sense of it?
I'm beginning to lose the plots. It's quite very convoluted, but I'm sure directors in Nollywood should make a good movie out of this.
I know, right?
At first, all of this started with Oshomole setting up a committee to review the credentials of those that were going to run in the APC primaries in those states. That happened on Democracy Day last week, Friday. We saw Professor Ayuba that was scampering to read the reports, only to read the reports, and the incumbent governor was disqualified from that.
Shocking.
Very shocking. Afterwards, in the space of 2-3 days after, just the following week, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja says, we will uphold a decision made by, those in Ward 10, Esako, that's Oshomole's word, to suspend him.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. That happened. Then the next part of the plot, open sesame, becomes Ajimobi. The party says, according to Section 14 of the APC Constitution, that Ajimobi, the National Vice Chairman, South, will be, will take over in a case where the chairman is not there. Ajimobi plot twist, we start to see the story that he's in the hospital, battling to save his life, wishing the best and speedy recovery. Ajimobi issues a statement from the hospital saying, let's calm things down. A certain Mr. Michael Gaydom comes into the picture, says, I got an ex parte before to be chairman in case this happens. He assumes the position, gets in there, and then plot twist again. Hilary Etta comes in to say that's not the case. Hilary Etta gets a consensus that the members of the APC is looking at this. As all of that is happening, the Governor Obaseki, in the space of Friday till now, has been moving so fast. He's met the national chairman of the PDP, which is Secondos, Tambo, and all the big wigs of the PDP, and the defection plans are being perfected. This can hopefully happen in Nigeria.
It's so embarrassing. I'm actually mortified on all of their behalves. This is supposed to be a democracy. What on earth are we doing? And this is the ruling party making such a mess. It's a total sham at this point. APC must sort of try and restore the dignity that it used to have. I know APC, we can't forget the genesis of APC. APC is a coalition. Yeah. So it's obvious that fault lines would emerge at some point when you had different parties coming together for one purpose, which was to break PDP's unbroken chain of rule in the Fourth Republic since 1999. But this is so embarrassing.
Somebody once told me, he said, Rufai, ideology is a word a lot of politicians mutter, but they don't understand.
Clearly not.
And it is very obvious in the events of a couple of days now that they don't understand what it means to have a total party ideology and at the same time to be able to have the integrity to stick to your guns. But there are no permanent friends or enemies in politics.
Only permanent interest.
And it's beginning to play out. And let's see how it's going to happen in the coming days, because a lot of people can't understand this. I mean, let's talk a little bit on COVID now. World Health Organization endorses dexamethasone for treating chronic COVID cases. Nigeria ready for global action against disease, says Buhari. There was a meeting yesterday, a coalition between African leaders and Chinese leaders on COVID. Let's talk a little bit about the economy. The Naira falls as federal government plans unified exchange rates. Inflation now 12.4%, says National Bureau of Statistics. This keeps rising. I remember the trend started going up as the borders were shut. There were reasons for it, that it's in our own benefits, in our own interest. But the National Bureau is saying that inflation is 12.4% now. They're trying to harmonize the exchange rate. All of this as a result of the effect of COVID, and it keeps going on and on and on. Adamant doctors,
grim, isn't it?
Adamant doctors kick against intimidation. This is just, at the top here of the nation.
Strike.
The doctor strike, that is going on. Soon, you want to talk about that vis-a-vis the fact that the Minister of Labour and Productivity has said there's now an insurance package for doctors.
To the tune of 9 billion. But I'm just thinking there was, in the doctors' demands, some low-hanging fruit. The reinstatement of some sacked residents. Why couldn't that have been done? PPE. That is a given. It's obvious. That's a requirement. You cannot really expect doctors to risk their lives. So for me, there were some low-hanging fruits that could have been achieved before that June 15th dead mark came and was passed and the doctors went on strike. So really, that should be attended to. It's
as if the strike is already plucking the low-hanging fruits now. That's what it looks as though, because we've seen that and we're seeing others. So, Tudu, you like this. You love this. FGOK's 27 billion bailout for local airline sectors.
What paper are we on now?
This is the Guardian. We talked about this yesterday.
I do love that.
That's really exciting story. Because the airlines lost a lot as a result of COVID. They can't fly. Yes. And that's why the story came, despite the fact that we knew that, Executive Jet could have done better. But we feel sorry, for Executive Jet and other airlines because of what they lost this season. So I'm excited.
This is great because there's no way our airlines could survive without a bailout.
Yes.
What miracle was really going to happen? You're right. I love the story.
I mean, this just has to be done.
And offer soft loans, VAT removal, free COVID-19 tests as palliatives. Excellent. We need to support that industry.
VAT removal, very, very important.
Yes.
2 children die as Lagos building collapsed during downpour.
Where are we? What paper is that?
We're on the Punch. 2 children die as Lagos building collapsed during downpour. It's that season again. Very painful one.
So tragic.
The floods are scary, Tundu.
Yes.
The floods are scary.
We saw the state of the roads this morning.
Jesus.
It's constant, though.
Jesus.
Every year we hear about flood preparedness, but then the rain starts and there's nothing like that.
Something has to be done. The roads are eroded.
Yeah.
It's shocking. It's shocking. And when you hear stories like this, you wonder, you pinch yourself, because a couple of months ago, there were flood alerts. By the National Meteorological Agency, that some states were going to be inundated with floods.
Flood preparedness, we all pay lip service to it, and nothing really happens. This is so sad. May their souls rest in peace.
Very painful one. Tundu, you also like this one, still on the Punch. Fuel consumption, smuggling gulp 54 million litres per day. NNPC is saying that.
Are we still on this, in spite of the closed borders?
Yes, it's still happening. Because the trick is, if you go to neighboring African countries, you see a lot of Nigerian fuel being sold on the streets.
So what was the point of closing the borders then? It did not arrest the problem, clearly.
And there's a big chain. There's a big chain for this of people that are constantly smuggling Nigerian fuel to Cotonou, to Abidjan, to
But there needs to be an investigation. That means there's some complicity at the border. Some of our customs are helping these people. And I like this other story in the Punch. FG unveils fresh plans on concession of 10 highways. About time. About time.
We need that infrastructure.
We really do.
No economy grows without infrastructure, and there's a dearth of infrastructure. Tundu, let me shock you. Italy has less than 200,000 square kilometers the size of a country. They have 650,000 square kilometers of road. Nigeria has 923,000 square kilometers size, and we have less than 200,000 square kilometers of road. There's a deficit of square kilometers of road, and we need those infrastructures.
But then that leads me to the next headline in the Punch. Atiku is ill-informed. FG faults ex-VP on debt profile. So the government will tell you that they must borrow to provide this infrastructure that we so desperately need. But the vice president raised an alarm about the staggering levels of borrowing. So how do we balance?
Very painful.
Yeah.
You know, we all see the borrowing, but we want to see the infrastructure. And we believe the government will show us. Thank you so much. That's about it on Headline News this morning.